Good morning and welcome back to Christmas Countdown, where we count down the days till Christmas by vlogging every single day. We're currently on the 17th of December, 8 days until Christmas. I've got my laptop all set up on the table. Another working day at home.
Last week of uni almost finished for Christmas. It is currently about almost 9 AM in the morning, and the perks of being online for my lectures, I don't have to have my camera on or my microphone on, so I can roll out of bed, have some breakfast and a bit of caffeine to wake me up so I can actually pay attention to this lecture. And I can sit in my dressing gown and pyjamas and no one can tell me off. Ha ha ha. Perks of online.
Time to open my advent calendar. What have I got today? Oh, I've got a blue one today. I can't remember what flavour the blue ones are. The blue ones are, milk chocolate truffles with a smooth melting white filling. I think my favourite out of this selection, I can't decide between the green and the light blue one. The light blue one is really nice because that's got a salted caramel flavouring. But then again, you can't beat the original. Lindor chocolate, it's just so good. Especially first thing in the morning. Good morning, my name is Joanna. I'm calling from Chatterbox Speech and Language Therapy. So I've just had a text from Tasha to tell me that her son Stefan has made some progression with his language and actually requested more cereal this morning. This is a big step for him. And it's part of the reason I do the job I do, because I love watching the progression and being able to be around Stefan and see how much progress he's made and how much he's come into his own. It's just brilliant. And when I go into work and I see children that are very similar to Stefan, it all just links together. It's so amazing to watch, and it just makes this job so worthwhile because you're changing lives of children. You really are. So just finished a planning session with one of the SLTs regarding a couple of the schools that we both work in, planning for next term, looking at all the different groups that I've got and all the individual children that I've got, and working out the best plan of action for them all. It feels really good to be prepared for January and know what I'm doing, so next year I can just hit the ground running. Time for a quick spot of lunch, and then at 1 o'clock I've got my 6-month review. How on earth have I worked for this company for 6 months already? It's incredible. Absolutely love this job. Just had my 6-month review with my manager and it was glowing. No other word to describe it, glowing. They said they love my energy, they love how much I love my job. I love how much I love my job. And they want to keep me, which is always a bonus. So that has put a wide smile on my face. I've got a couple of hours left of work, and then at 3:45, Chatterbug is having a virtual Christmas do. Chatterbug virtual Christmas.
Hi everyone! Everybody ready to write? Is everybody really excited?
For people that have just joined, this is my mum. She's a creative writing expert, just like I'm an expert in...
In what, Lucy?
Oh, I was going to say something, but you would feel prude about it.
Yeah, and there's my friend Chelsea just joined, one of my creative writing students, actually, from Christchurch years and years ago. So let's get going. So
has everybody got a pen?
I'm not writing though.
What's on that pen?
It's just like a very fancy ink pen with a sort of shell-like thingy.
Fancy.
I do actually, this is a kind of a little bit of a writing tip actually. If you do write by hand, I don't tend to. Hi Emma, just come in. Having a really nice pen really helps you write. Having something, yeah, Joanna's got Word open, which is great. It's always a really, really good idea. There's somebody there with a pen and paper ready, but that's Tash. Excellent.
I write all things, all songs with a pen or pencil.
Yeah, you handwrite, don't you? I never handwrite. I do everything straightforward typing. And I mean, nowadays, I think everybody's a pretty good typist. Most people are, aren't they?
Someone just told me to stop yawning, but
I saw that and it immediately made me want to yawn. So
I slept for 1 hour 20. I'm just about to finish that book that I started at 5 o'clock this morning.
You should say it in case Laura Kay jumps on. Then
it's called The Split.
It's
really
called
good.
The Split. Yeah, there's a thing in publishing now where for proof copies they tend to put a description on the front of the book and the title on the back, and it makes it really complicated.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really long name, but
yeah, no, it's called The Split, and it's a really good book.
Stephen fell in the canal today, everyone.
The bit that always goes horribly wrong. But,
yes.
Okay, let's go for it, Lucy.
Venice is beautiful this time of year. The frost settles on the rooftops like sandpaper under a match. There's slightly more water in the canals right now. I don't know how deep. And the air is so crisp, like breathing in frozen dust. The gondolas ring their bells as they reach the pickup areas, and it reminds me of her. The bell she rang when they said that she'd get better. All of my senses are set up, and I know it's a sign from her. I will love you until the end of time. The last words she whispered in my ear as her hand... I am crying. I don't even know this person.
I love that. I love that about writing. It's always someone who didn't exist until very recently. I'm looking forward to yours, Joanna. Come on, Lucy, spit it out.
As her hand loosened around mine, I watched that sparkle in her eye go out while the Christmas lights... This is too sad. While the Christmas lights on the wall reflected in her hairless head. If there's anything you want to say, you should probably say it now, the nurse said. We haven't got long. Why am I crying? This is what happens if I don't sleep. She never comes back as a typical embodied omen. Never a robin, never a butterfly. She is often a texture, brushing hands with a stranger, cotton wool between your fingers, or ice in the air, just like today. What is going on? I'm so tired.
I love the idea of a ghost being a texture. That's beautiful.
I wear her wedding ring on my little finger these days. It's too tight, but there's something in that pain. I feel her spirit in my reminders, the cold in my fingertips, the tightness of that ring. I will love you until the end of time. Can you ever promise that? Where are you, my girl? I laughed. This doesn't feel like the end of time. What is happening? I am so tired.
Finish your story.
Do you remember our first Christmas? That song blaring, the strings. We danced and we drank and we laughed, and the tears swell in my eyes. It's time for me to go back to the party, my darling. My hands are cold and my gloves are indoors. You were another life, another world. I miss you every day, and I didn't want you to leave. Merry Christmas.
Oh. Right, let's see if we can get Joanna. And then Ross, I'll come for you straight after. Joanna, I sent you. Yes, it's coming in. Hi, hello.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Excellent. Come on then, read us your story, and then we're going to try and get Ross in next.
Okay. A light dusting of snow covered the thatched rooftops in the little village. The feeling of the air was crisp and cold, breath forming a light clouds. Nearby, the church bell chimes. A couple walked along the frosted path, stopping as they entered the snowy village to read the sign. Why is it so bloody cold? The woman whispered. Her breath rose up in front of her. Her eyes were sparkling with unshed tears. She wrapped her coat tighter around her a neat pregnancy bump. Not far to go, beautiful. It'll be worth it when we get there. The couple continued to walk along the snowy path towards the village church. As they approached it, a dainty robin landed on the metal archway. The man wrapped his arm around his wife, and although as though he wanted to wrap her in cotton wool to protect her from harm. As the couple entered the churchyard, it began to snow lightly, the wind making it dance like the spirits in the graveyard were among them. You will be okay, the man said. He said she would come back to haunt me, the woman murmured with a slight laugh. The snow became heavier, more blustery and dynamic. It was almost as though the snowflakes were chasing each other around the graveyard. The couple approached a gravestone, and leaning down, the woman reached out one gloved hand to wipe the snow off the name hidden beneath. Hello, Mother Bear, the woman whispered into the wind. I wish you were here this Christmas. We love you.
That gave me chills. That's such a good story. Absolutely brilliant. Your descriptions are fantastic. So good. Thank you so much. But I'm going to have to drop you out so that we can get as many people as possible.